Welcome. In this episode, I'll show you how to easily and efficiently winterize your sprinkler system. We'll start by showing you how to save thousands of dollars over the years by purchasing your own air compressor and performing this winterization by yourself. We'll cover the purpose of your backflow preventer valve, identify the tools and equipment that you'll need. We'll then turn off the sprinkler system water and blow out a few zones to give you the feel for doing it, and finish up by disassembling the backflow preventer valve and draining all the water from it. 26 years ago, I purchased this compressor for $300. In our area, contractors charge from $100 to $150 to blow out and winterize the sprinkler system. Paying the average of $125 per year over 26 years would have cost me $3,250. Minus the cost of the compressor, this yielded me a savings of $2,950. As the years continue, I'll save even more. Consequently, purchasing your own compressor and winterizing your system by yourself can save you thousands. For your convenience, if you're interested in purchasing an air compressor, I have provided some links in the description of this video below to some compressors similar to mine with competitive prices on Amazon.com. As an engineer, I think it is a good idea for you to winterize your backflow preventer valve properly and understand why these valves are required before going any further. Most county and municipality building codes require backflow preventer valves for automatic sprinkler systems to ensure your fresh water supply does not become contaminated. Without this valve, it's possible that you could encounter a situation where one or more of your sprinkler heads are submerged in a dirty or contaminated water puddle, and your neighborhood housing area experiences a water main break with a sudden drop in water pressure. In this situation, without a backflow preventer valve, dirty water could be sucked back into your home's water pipes and contaminate your water supply. For this effort, you'll need the following equipment tools. A large air compressor. Mine has a 30-gallon compressed air capacity, and you'll soon see that it handles the job easily. You'll need a 1/2 inch nipple pipe to connect the air compressor to the backflow preventer valve, similar to this one, which I found in Home Depot's plumbing section. I screwed this end of the pipe into one of the fittings that came with the air compressor. This end connects into a quick disconnect fitting on the air compressor hose, and the other end connects into this port on the backflow preventer valve, and I'll discuss this connection in more detail later in the film. To disassemble your backflow preventer valve and drain the water from it, you'll need these tools. A socket wrench for removing the face of your backflow preventer valve in order to drain the water out of it. Mine requires a 1/2 inch socket. A straight blade screwdriver for opening up these two ports on the backflow preventer valve. And you may need a larger socket and a breaker bar for unscrewing these two large caps. I use a straight blade screwdriver to turn these valves. Next, we shut off the intake water line. This is where the water enters into the backflow preventer valve from the basement. You have the option of removing these two large caps with this 1 1/4 inch socket and breaker bar. I've done that in the past, however it didn't seem to make any difference, so I normally leave them in place. I always disassemble the face of the preventer valve with this 1/2 inch socket and ratchet wrench to drain the water out of the valve. At this time, we'll move to the basement and shut the sprinkler system water off. We're now in the basement, and I'm turning off the sprinkler system water line by turning this green handle 90 degrees. We'll now blow out a few sprinkler system zones to ensure that you know how to do it. So the next step is to connect the compressor to the actual backflow valve. I do it through this nipple here. I screw it into this port here, open this port up, turn this T off here, and keep this line open, which runs out into the actual sprinkler system itself. So that's, and you only have to hand tighten that in. So that's tightened in. And then next, turn the compressor on and run it up to about at least 50 psi of air pressure. pressure to the system. After reaching 50 psi, I moved to the system's control panel in the garage to manually turn one zone on at a time. Okay, so you can see that most of the air, the water is out of this one already after returning from the garage. Normally the ones farthest away drain last. So we'll keep the pressure up, keep this zone on until the farthest one down here starts sputtering air. And at that time the system, this zone is shut off. That concludes that one, so we'll shut the system off at this time. Okay, so I returned to the compressor. And let the system build again until we hit 50 psi. I returned to the control panel in the garage and shut the first zone off. After the compressor reached 50 psi again, I manually turned on the second zone using the control panel. Okay, this is the next zone, which is being blown out at this time. And once again, farthest away is our last sprinkler head, which will blow out. These two heads here are pretty well cleared out, and there's still plenty of water coming out of this one down here. Okay, that completes that one. I returned to the panel in the garage and shut that zone off. After the compressor built to 50 psi again, I turned on the last zone from the panel and then returned to the compressor to connect the pressure line one last time. And this is my last zone. After finishing the blowout, I then returned to the backflow preventer valve to disassemble it and drain the water out of it. We'll start by turning these blue shut-off valve handles at 45-degree angles and leave them in this position all winter. Next, we'll open up both of these intake port valves. Next, we then remove the faceplate from the backflow preventer valve. And you'll see this comes off very easy. And as you can see, the water that was in there internally is coming out right now. Okay, so that does that. What I like to do, just keep the entire unit together. I then store the parts together as a unit in this bag in my basement over the winter. This concludes this episode on how to save thousands of dollars by purchasing your own air compressor and winterizing your sprinkler system by yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and select the YouTube bell so YouTube will notify you of all my new projects immediately after I publish them. At this time, I'm moving on to my next project. You're more than welcome to follow. In addition, if you have a great project that you want to post on my YouTube channel, email me some pictures and a brief description of it. If it qualifies for the Let's Fix It Right standards to help others, I'll interview you over the phone as a guest do-it-yourselfer, produce a high-quality video, and post it on my Let's Fix It Right channel. For the year following this posting, I'll share 50% of the potential YouTube benefits with you. If you have any subject matter requests or recommendations, please contact me. All of this said, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel, follow my projects, and save a bundle of money doing it.